Night Story. Welcome back to this section called Night Stories. Someone sent me a story that I found particularly disturbing. The history of circuses has often been associated with paranormal or terrifying events. Ghost sightings, murders, spiritism, witchcraft. These are just some of the stories you can uncover beneath the colorful big top. The story I'm about to tell you took place in Soledad, Atlántico, Colombia. And if you're sensitive to this kind of tale, I recommend you stop watching now. One of the main attractions of any circus show has always been the clown. The one who makes the audience laugh with jokes and silliness. But, have you noticed that everyone knows at least one paranormal story involving clowns? What hides behind that exaggerated red smile? What's behind the sound of the jingle bells? What do those big bulging eyes conceal? Whatever it is, clowns have always been unsettling figures, sometimes even intimidating. Now let's go to the El Ferry neighborhood in Soledad. That's where the urban legend of the killer clown spirit was born, Circicus. Circicus was a very unusual clown. He was born with a cleft lip and had severe dental deformities, which gave him a strange, if not terrifying, appearance. Now imagine him wearing clown makeup. He worked in an old rundown circus with crooked and rusty equipment. The circus was also called Circicus. He was the heart of the show, traveling from town to town making kids laugh. Until one day during a show he noticed a blonde girl with cognitive disabilities. A special little girl. She caught his attention and he tried to get close by offering her candy and toys. When he finally managed to lure her away from her parents, he took her to his dressing room. There he abused her and then took her life. He buried her body beneath the circus mast, and then hanged himself in the same spot. At that moment Circicus died. But the urban legend of the killer clown was born. The other clowns covered up the murder, and the circus continued performing. But things got complicated when Circicus's spirit began to appear. During performances, in the dressing rooms, in the bathrooms, always with his deformed face, bloated from retained blood, his grotesque smile and a rope still around his neck. They say he often appeared first as a shadow, then as a reflection, and that he used mirrors and windows to stand behind people and whisper curses into their ears. One man from El Ferry said that one night, while returning from the market at 3 a.m., he saw a blonde girl laughing hysterically under a mango tree. He couldn't understand what he was seeing, a child at that hour? But then he realized this was not something from this world, because behind the girl, he saw a clown hanging from a rope. Another man says he unknowingly bought a house right next to the old circus grounds. By the third night, living there became unbearable. Objects were thrown to the floor. He heard laughter, screams, children crying. The most terrifying moment happened one night after he prayed in his room. He noticed strange shadows on the wall near his bed. They looked like they were sitting there watching him. He says he got brave and started rebuking them. The shadows started moving back and forth, clawing at the walls. That lasted the entire night. He says he didn't sleep at all, not until morning when the shadows vanished. Later he did a cleansing ritual in the house using holy water. Under his bed he found a small girl's shoe. But perhaps the most traumatizing encounter was that of a woman who lived with her two small children in a room near where the circus used to perform. She said that every night, around 11 p.m., she would hear someone softly singing a lullaby. At first she thought it was her kids. Then she thought maybe it was a neighbor's radio. But it always started at 11 and ended at 2 in the morning. Who listens to music at that hour? She asked herself. One night she couldn't take it anymore and decided to follow the voice. It sounded like a lullaby, but she couldn't understand the lyrics. Until she reached the door of the tiny bathroom at the back of the room, and she heard the voice clearly singing. The little girl doesn't cry. The little girl plays. The little girl doesn't cry. The little girl plays. Give me a kiss. Don't go to school. The little girl doesn't cry. The little girl kisses me. As she got closer, the voice became deeper and rougher, until it was clearly a man singing. She gathered her courage, grabbed a shovel near the patio door, made the sign of the cross and entered the bathroom. Inside she saw a small red ball bouncing. It wasn't a ball. It was a clown's nose. Good night.